Hello, my name is Adriana Bellinger, and the topic that I decided to focus on for our research informed problem of practice is multicultural literature and curriculum. The issue I'm a kindergarten teacher at a Title I school, and the name of that school is Garden City Elementary in Savannah Chatham Public School District. It is a very diverse school. The demographics of my classroom are typically 32% African American, 62% Hispanic, 6% white, and 40% English language learner. The issue that I have is many of the read aloud materials that have been provided to me for my classroom use do not reflect various cultures or the cultures of majority of my students. So basically, there's a lack of multicultural literature provided to me for read alouds and classroom use. Why is this an issue? For me, this is an issue because my students are diverse, but the literature that is being used in the classroom does not reflect diversity. My students are not being provided with multiple opportunities to see themselves represented in the literature that is read aloud to them in the classroom. My students are not being provided with multiple opportunities to learn about other cultures to encourage an appreciation for diversity through the use of literature. And literature is not being used in my classroom as a tool to engage students in conversations about race and culture. The existing educational research on this issue. So, our country is becoming increasingly diverse, and this trend is expected to continue. Um, it is projected that the U.S. will become a majority minority nation for the first time by 2043. That is cited by Bernstein, 2012, as cited by Sahara, Benet, Lee, and Burley in 2015. By 2060, people of color will consist of 57% of the total population. Bernstein, 2012, as cited by Sahara, Benet, Lee, and Burley, 2015. So, because our country is becoming increasingly diverse, of course, that will be reflected in our schools. So, schools are becoming increasingly diverse, and this trend is expected to continue as well. Over 30% of American school age children are ethnic minorities, with 18.6% of school age youth living in homes in which English is not the native language. And that's cited by Tarbin, 2011. Some more existing educational research on this issue. So, a survey entitled Survey of Multicultural Children's Literature was created and administered to 33 pre service educators at an urban university and 80 in service educators that taught at Head Start programs in Shelby County, Tennessee. So, with this study, participants were asked to identify two children's books featuring characters from five different cultural groups, as well as two books featuring multicultural characters in their classroom. So the result was that majority of the participants, 61 of them, were only able to identify just two books from one group, and that was Anglo American. And this study was conducted by Brinson, 2012. How has this issue been addressed? This issue has been addressed by using multicultural literature in the classroom to open dialogues about race. So Kim, Wee, and Lee in 2016 conducted a study with Korean kindergartners in order to provide some insights into how educators can create environments where young readers can open up dialogues about race while simultaneously developing positive attitudes towards diverse racial groups from an early age. So, the prior research that had been done revealed that Korean children had negative perceptions and attitudes towards Black people. So, during the study, there were books read to them about Black people, and the teacher engaged them in conversations and discussions about Black people. The literary discussions, so it was found that the literary discussions about race provided children with valuable opportunities to explore racial diversity, equality, justice, and freedom. The multicultural literature also helped the children develop and practice their racial language and literacy skills. Another way that this issue has been addressed is by using multicultural literature in the classroom to open dialogues about race. So this is another study that was done by Fontella Notham in 2019. A study was conducted with preschool children to describe how children's literature with racial narratives can serve as an opportunity to open up conversations about race. The multiple readings of the picture book use elicited racially conscious responses from young children that encourage valuation and validation of their racial identity, the promotion of engaged learners who are able to discuss social and racial differences, and support for children asking critical questions and engaging in deep thinking. Another way that this issue has been addressed is by using literature in the classroom to open dialogues about various cultures. Sahara, Benet, Lee, and Burley in 2015 conducted a study to describe the procedure of developing and implementing a program for multicultural education in a fifth grade classroom. During the study, books and video clips about various cultures were shared with the students. The results revealed that the students who participated in the study expressed ample curiosity towards learning about various cultures and traditions associated with those cultures. The researchers also arrived at four themes during the study, and that was that the children developed curiosity, empathy, and they addressed preconceptions and bullying. Another way that this issue has been addressed is by reading multicultural picture books in the classroom and having children to write alternative text following the reading of the multicultural books. So in 2016, Kim conducted a study with Korean kindergartners in order to understand the possibility of early critical literacy as a space where young children examine books and articulate their voices towards cultural and racial diversity and equality. The study found that writing alternative text, followed by reading multicultural books, enabled the children to pose questions, share opinions, and develop critical perspectives on issues related to cultural and racial diversity and equality. Another way that this problem has been addressed is by assuring that in-service teachers have an in-depth understanding of what multicultural education is. Tarman in 2011 conducted a study with a preschool teacher to explore the teacher's understanding and implementation of best practices in multicultural education. The study revealed that the teacher had a positive understanding regarding multicultural education based on the anti-bias curriculum approach. Another way that this issue has been addressed is by addressing pre-service teachers that do not have an in-depth understanding of multicultural literature and education. Nagana in 2020 conducted a study with pre-service teachers with the purpose of engaging them in analyzing children's books for hidden bias using a critical lens so that they can be prepared to use critical cultural education in their future classrooms. The study did reveal that the students had a skewed understanding of critical multicultural education. Another study that was conducted with pre-service teachers to address this problem was conducted by Haddix and Prince Dennis in 2013. They conducted their study to explore the ways urban fiction and multicultural literature can serve as entryways for pre-service teachers to problemize situations that they are likely to encounter in their own classrooms or pre-service placement. The data from this study indicated that the use of multicultural literature and urban literature can be used as a tool to prepare largely white middle class and largely middle class pre-service teachers to address cultural, racial, and linguistic differences in their field placements or future classrooms. The synthesis of the available research, the available literature, is that the available research suggests that the use of multicultural literature is effective in opening dialogues about race, diversity, and equity among young children. The research also reveals that some teachers understand what multicultural literature and education is and how to implement it in the classroom, while some teachers do not. Therefore, training is needed in the area of multicultural literature and education to better prepare these teachers. It would prove beneficial for pre-service teachers to receive training in the teacher education program on multicultural education and literature in order for them to be prepared as they enter our very diverse schools of today. Also, teachers need the support of school administrators in order to use multicultural literature in their classrooms with fidelity. Research-informed solutions. There's a critical and comprehensive need for professional development for pre-service and in-service early childhood educators to increase their knowledge about culturally specific and multicultural literature, according to Brinson 2012. Elementary school administrators need to be educated to be strong supporters of multicultural literature due to the fact that strong support for multicultural education by school administrators encourages reading of multicultural literature in schools. And that is as cited by Holland and Mongolo, 2016. Multicultural literature can be used in the classroom by teachers as a tool to promote or develop an appreciation for diversity, honor students' voices, connect to students' rich cultural backgrounds, and promote critical consciousness. Osorio, 2018, has said that. And then teacher education programs need to offer a curriculum that prepares teachers to work effectively in increasingly culturally diverse schools and classrooms. And that's by Naganga 2020. And here are my references. Thank you for your time in viewing my presentation.